Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Verbling. I am teacher Oakley. And our subject matter for the next hour is crime. We're going to talk a little bit about crime and maybe actually do a little English work too. Maybe do a little fill in the blank with some verbs, stories about crazy crime stories. Hello, Emre?
Yes, it's Emre.
Hi, Emre.
Hi.
Okay, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Where are you from, Emre?
I'm from Turkey.
Ah, okay. Welcome to the class. Nice to have you with us.
Yes, this is my first time here, so thank you.
Oh, welcome. Hello, Rodolfo. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
good.
And you?
I'm okay. It's another rainy day. It's monsoon season here where I am in the Philippines. So more rain, dark and rainy, and humid. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Igor, again.
Hello, teacher Oakley.
And hello, Andrew, again.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. We may look at a worksheet a little bit later, but let's talk about crime. Okay. Emre, since you were first in the class, and everyone, welcome Emre from Turkey. Hi, Emre, again.
Hi.
Emre, and where do you live in Turkey? Ankara?
I live in Ankara, yes.
Ankara.
I live in Ankara.
Guess.
The capital city.
Yeah. Big city, so it wasn't that much of a guess, really. Do you have a crime problem in Ankara? Is the crime not so bad, really bad? What do you think?
I don't think that there are so much crime in Ankara, but the only thing that I see here is the thieves. There are a lot of thieves here.
Do you mean like, excuse me, like petty thieves? Petty thieves we use to describe people who steal small things, like cell phone.
So in that case, yes, petty. How is it spelled?
Petty. I typed it into the chat box if you want to check, but it's Petty.
Yeah, so in that case, yes, there are a lot of petty thieves.
I can relate. Same here in the Philippines. Many, like pickpockets. Do you have pickpockets?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here too. Pickpockets, they steal things out of your pockets, obviously. Yeah, not so much violent crime, but small crimes, people stealing small things. That's true here where I am too.
Yes, and
Yeah.
same here.
Dennis, how about you? How about where you are? Is crime a problem where you live?
Yes,
By the way, hi.
Hello again. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, it's a problem as everywhere.
Yeah, it's a problem everywhere. This is very true. But is it a very serious problem, or is it relatively minor?
Russia is a big country, so it's a big problem.
Oh, okay. What kinds of crimes? Whoa. What kinds of crimes occur? Is there a lot of Oh, petty crimes like stealing small things? Are there violent crimes? Are there corporate crimes? Crimes involving large amounts of money?
Yeah, everything. But if to speak
Everything.
about laws, we have a very bad law about uh, mm, about crimes at internet. How can I call it?
Ah, well, you can certainly call them internet crimes.
It's a very big problem.
Or virtual crimes. Really? Like what, for example?
Sorry?
It's okay. Vincenzo, keep it down over there. Okay. For example, yeah, go ahead. Like credit card fraud or identity theft, is that a problem?
Yeah. It's a problem. I've never heard about people who went to jail for these crimes. For example, even for very big money. I just never heard about it.
Right.
It's a very strange situation, actually. Yeah.
Okay, that is strange and interesting. Makes me wonder. Why is that? People involved in scandals on the internet. All these things are going on. Identity theft and email scams. Is that common?
Yeah, everything. We have a very, very bad laws about this regulation, internet regulation.
Okay, so is it a case of where the laws haven't caught up with the technology? Do you think? I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yes, because it needs a lot of professionals who deals with it, and I think in our police don't have these professionals to date.
Okay,
And
wow.
to manage the situation.
All right, they're not. Would you say they're not equipped to deal with catching these kinds of criminals?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. Okay, let me talk to Carlos for a minute. Hi, Carlos. How are you?
Hi. How are you, teacher?
I'm doing well. How are things?
I'm doing well too.
How are things in España?
España. I think it's a normal country, but the situation with the immigrants is very strange because years ago, a lot of mafias for different countries can go here, and they establishes a network, and it's normal. Like robs, they steal the house, kidnapping to rich people. It's so normal here.
Really?
Yeah.
Kidnapping. That would come under very serious and violent crime, I think. Okay, so Carlos is telling us that, unfortunately, organized crime has taken root or is becoming more common in Spain. That's bad, Carlos. That's very bad because, to my knowledge, organized crime is very, very difficult to stop because organized crime has a lot of money, and money is power. You know. Then
I don't know what is worse, the organized crimes, or the politicians here, because they steal a lot.
Yeah, sometimes it's the same.
Oh, not good. Okay, who steals more, criminals or the politicians? Wow. Yeah,
that's a question. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a question. What do you think?
Perhaps the second.
Perhaps the second. Yeah.
Second one.
Yeah. Maybe. Andrew, is there a lot of organized crime in Russia? Because I have to tell you that I don't really believe it. I don't believe every stereotype I hear. But in Hollywood movies, it's very popular to talk about like Russian mafia and
No, I think it's just a bit exaggeration, but of course there are lots of types of crime here, such as car theft, prostitution, drug pushing, etc. And it seems to me that police don't fight against the criminals at all. You know, they just catch a small fish. You know.
Okay, good idiom. They catch the small fish, not the big fish. The big criminals, the bosses.
Yeah.
Don't get away.
Absolutely.
Good idiom. Dennis, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
And just added and corruption.
And corruption. Okay.
Dennis, do you remember the scandal about a former Russian defense minister? Minister of Defense in Russia, a former minister of Defense in Russia involved in some, I don't know, some fraud of the century. He and his girlfriend stole, I don't know, stole about 3 or 4 billion rubles. It's about It's about $500 million.
Wow. Okay, and Andrew, you say fraud of the century, but the century is still young. We got a long ways to go.
So everything is yet to come.
So far, yeah. Criminals tend to consistently outdo themselves as time goes on. Well, of course, you know, inflation, so it's always more money. Okay, Alberto, how are you today?
No, not too bad, teacher. Hello.
Nice to see you, as always. I'm doing well, thank you. Now, Alberto, also from Spain, I want to ask you about a different kind of crime, and that is what we call vice. Do you know what that means? Vice.
No.
Vice crimes, or crimes of vice. Does anybody remember an American television show many years ago? It was popular. Miami Vice.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Miami Vice. Vice are crimes that involve basically people's personal vices or habits or addictions that they have to make themselves feel better. Things like drugs, gambling, and prostitution, sex. Are crimes of vice common in Spain? Those types of things, gambling and prostitution and sex?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. No, not for you. Not for you personally. In Spain.
No, I understand you.
Just joking, sir. Just joking.
Yeah. For example, in Spain, in Catalonia, there is the big house of prostitution in Europe, in the French border. Yeah.
Really? And where is that? Let me write that down again.
Carlos, perhaps
is it
Carlos
public or not?
would have listened it, but yeah, it's in the border between France and Spain. It's a pass to the trucks in Europe, and then it's a good place to put a house of prostitution.
Okay, yeah. A house of
and it became the biggest of the continent. Yeah. Interesting thing.
Really? Well, that is interesting. Now, is it legal or is it illegal, but everybody knows about it?
illegal. It is not illegal. It's not illegal and it's not legal. In Spanish, it could be said illegal. Not legal, but not illegal. I don't know how to say it in English.
That's kind of funny. Okay.
It's very strange, very strange.
Yeah. Kind of funny that you say illegal. That's creative use of a prefix there. There are many prefixes to mean negative, like movable, unmovable, mobile, immobile, un, legal, illegal. We often use, that's very good, actually. I have to commend you. You're using the prefix a to mean not really either, like sexual, asexual, meaning not either. Very good. We use that prefix to mean not yes, not, very good. I'm impressed. That's good. Illegal.
Could you say it in English too?
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I'm curious because it's very logical. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. It makes sense. There are words often when we're using a suffix or a prefix that I don't know, but it seems logical, and then I look it up, and lo and behold, it's really a word. I don't know. That's good. I'm definitely going to have to.
Prostitution in Spain is not forbidden, but the acts around it are forbidden. You cannot have women for prostitution in a place, but women can do prostitution by themselves.
Okay.
It's a strange thing, but
okay, very very interesting. Recently, we don't have anybody in the class from Brazil, do we? No Brazilians. Too bad. Recently, the Brazilian health department had a failed plan. It didn't work. But prostitution is legal, same as in Spain. You're not allowed to be organized. You're not allowed to have a pimp or prostitution manager, let's say. But it is legal. And they, I don't know, to promote for the World Cup, I don't know what they're doing. To promote for the Pope, I'm not sure, because the Pope is going to Brazil. I don't know why. But the health department in Brazil recently had a campaign that was about safe sex with prostitutes, and about their theme was, you can look it up, it's in YouTube. Their theme was, I'm happy to be a prostitute. And they had big billboards and signs, and I don't know. It was very unusual. But many people got upset, and so they stopped. But it was kind of funny and interesting, sociologically speaking. Okay. Vincenzo, how are you today?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks. And what about you?
I'm doing well, thank you very much.
Okay.
How about where you live? Is there a lot of crime?
Yes, I think so. Because we have what I know right now or currently is about burglaries in apartments.
Okay.
There are a lot of burglaries in apartments. So the fact that I live in first floor, I have a garden, so I make some defenses in order to protect me about these burglaries.
Okay. That's very interesting. All right. Do you okay? When we're talking about crime in where we're from, different places, what do you do to protect yourself from crime in your home? Do you have any special measures?
Yes,
that you
first I have an alarm, an electronic alarm, in order to call me when they try to enter in the apartment. And you know, there is a message to my smartphone when they are trying to enter the apartment. And I have also mechanic defenses. How do you say grate? I don't know the name in English.
Gates.
Gates, yes. Gates to the, the going to the garden, going into the garden, no, from apartment. Also at the windows, we have gates everywhere in my apartment.
Right. In the Philippines, it's very common. Everyone has gates with sharp points or broken glass on the top of the walls. Very common where I live.
Yeah. And the board, I don't.
What's that, Igor?
Please?
Do you have in Philippines gates with electrical power at the top?
Yeah, I think it's forbidden. No, is it?
Much more primitive. No, not that sophisticated. No. There's spikes on the gate.
It could work.
Glass. No? Common. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose
it would be better.
I'm sure there are richer people with electronic surveillance. I'm sure, but not me.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
But you know, we have also group criminality like mafia, Drangheta, something like in the south, but also in the north of Italy. Right now, currently, the mafia is expanded to the north of Italy.
Okay.
But now what I'm worried about is about burglaries in apartment. Yes.
Really? Okay. What's your concern? Okay, Vincenzo, I'm going to talk to a couple other people now. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Zora. Hi, Zora.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the class. And so, Zora, we're talking about crime and crime concerns where we live. Okay, you're from China. Is crime a problem? And if so, what types of crime are the biggest problem?
If the officers corruption is a kind of crime.
Yes, it certainly is.
Yeah, I think it's the most serious problem of China now. Now our new chairman is have decided to solve this problem, but it has a long history and cannot be solved easily. But the government, after all, we have a chance and altitude to do it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a whole another subject. That's very interesting. How do you solve the problem of corruption? Many of us have mentioned it in the class, and I've mentioned it before in the Philippines. How do you solve that problem when it is not only a social problem, but it's really a cultural problem? It's in the culture. Very difficult problem. How do you solve? From the top down, do you get the big bosses that are corrupt, or do you have to educate the normal everyday people who, small-time corruption? I don't know. I don't have the answer. What do you think, Zora? What is your opinion?
I think it's not an easy problem. I think maybe we should start with education and make sure people who doing other works have high income. And you know, the salary of officers and they say it is not so high, but they many young people like to do that because they have some income not of their salary. Maybe if we improve other jobs salary,
that's a very. I agree. I mean, I agree because where I live in the Philippines, that's a big problem. The police salary is very low here. You make more money working at McDonald's than the police make in this country, which I think is just crazy. Seriously, that's a big problem. I agree with. I think that's one solution. I agree. Good, Zora. Thanks.
And we should build up a system that really give citizens to look at the officers, to censorship the officers. Now we don't have a normal right to censor them.
Okay, so normal citizens don't have a right to criticize or censor, as you said. It's a little different, to criticize officers or bring officers to justice before a judge or something like that. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, internet is becoming a way for normal people to censor them. We can expose them with our Twitter, our Weibo, such as your Twitter. But it's also used by other people. Weibo in my country is used by others now. Sometimes it's not a good thing. I don't know how to solve it.
It's very complicated. I 100% agree with you there. All right, let me talk to Rodolfo. Let's go to Mexico. Rodolfo.
Hello, teacher.
Hello again. All right, Rodolfo, in Mexico, what's the? I am, I'm from the United States, so I know northern Mexico. There's some major problems, crime, right?
Yes. And I have lived in northern Mexico for my entire life.
So do you ever see things? Do you ever have to take special special precautions? Change the word. Do you ever have to take special precautions and think about crime and change your normal daily activities?
From a certain time, yes. Since 5 years ago, maybe. Because before that, it was very safe. My hometown was very safe. It was, I think, like the second city in Latin America, the second safest city in Latin America, and now it's like, I think it's the most dangerous city in the world.
That's quite a tumble.
Yes.
Woo! Free fall. Wow, that's not good. So what do you do to protect yourself? Is there anything you can do? Do you carry a gun?
No. I think the only thing Mexicans do is to avoid problematic situations and to go to the known places, to the safest places. Because here in Mexico, you can say that all the places are the same. There are places that are more dangerous than others. For example, here where I live in a very safe district, and I can go out at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and I can be almost sure that it won't happen anything to me.
Okay.
But if I go to my hometown, that's just nuts.
Okay. Okay. You can be sure that I can be sure that nothing will happen to me. Like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and crime there is very sophisticated. They use a lot of intimidation to coaction their victims and make them to give the criminals money.
Ah, okay. So you're talking about coercion. Oh boy. Now let's see if I can coercion.
Coercion.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. It's a weird spelling. I don't think that's right. It's not. Coercion, when you convince people to give you money or do things you want them to do. So they
Yes.
coercion through intimidation or bribery or whatever. Often through physical threats. Scary, actually.
Yes,
Virtual
they call
kidnapping.
Yes, they call it like that here.
What's virtual kidnapping? What do you mean by that?
It's when the criminals call you by phone and they tell you that they have your son or that I don't know, something like that, or that they are outside your house and they will start shooting if you don't do what they want.
Wow.
And then they make you go to the bank and transfer money and everything. And if you don't, maybe they also get you to an hotel and make you stay there as they keep asking you for more money or also phone money.
Wow. That is freaking terrifying. That is really scary.
Yes.
My goodness. A war in the streets. And are there ever big battles with these people, with the police?
In my hometown, there had been many battles between.
Wow.
Also, the police gets at the side of the criminals sometimes, and they have to depurate the police.
Wow.
It's psychological intimidation.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Psychological intimidation. Right. Wow, that is quite frightening. I don't know how you can how do you deal with that? What do? You have to have your own private personal army. I don't know. Crazy. Igor. Okay, I made you wait a long time, Igor. Thank you for your patience. Okay, how about in Moldova? Is crime a serious problem? What types of crime are popular? What types of crime are most?
What is your most favorite crime?
What is your favorite crime? Good one, Dennis. Yeah, Igor. What is your favorite crime? No.
We have here the same crimes as in our countries. Thieves, apartment thieves. How can I name them? Apartment thieves.
Burglars.
But not so much, not so many. I mean, burglars, and we have more, I think, in countryside, maybe these kind of things, but they do not steal something valuable. They steal only what they can steal from the poor people, as they are burglars.
Cool. Okay. So they're not getting much. They're not robbing banks.
But we have banks robbing once in a while, once in a
really
4 months or once in a 6 months. For example, last year we had 2 banks robbers in maybe 4. So and they stole, yeah,
Stole.
a lot of money, relatively a lot of money. So and they, how we can say, didn't catch them or haven't been caught.
They
Why?
haven't been caught. All right.
Yeah, they haven't been caught by
They
police.
got away. To
Yeah,
get
because
away.
because usually banks here they do not have professional level of security. I mean, they have this kind of electronic things, but it is very easy to rob a bank. I mean, a branch of a bank, a small branch, for example.
Okay, and where you live, do you think there? Okay, is there an adequate number of police? Is there enough police around? Are there enough guards? Is there enough crime-fighting security? Do they have the proper equipment? What do you think?
I think they are not adequate. They do not have adequate equipment related to situation. Can we say something like that, or?
Yes, you certainly can. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah. So it's old-fashioned equipment, yeah?
Right, like my broken glass on the top of the wall. Yeah.
So, for example, we had 2 years ago a crime where 2 young people were killed. So they couldn't do this, analysis of blood, of
okay.
prints.
Yeah. What the word for that is forensics. Okay. Forensics is the study of all these kinds of crime clues that are left, fingerprints and DNA samples.
Yeah.
Threads from tiny pieces of clothing or whatever.
Yeah. And they appealed to police to help of FBI from USA. They sent this from the sign, from the crime sign. What is that? Props? What is that?
What?
For example, when you send, when you take something from the crime sign where it was crime committed.
Crime scene, first of all.
Yeah, crime scene. So.
You take evidence.
Yeah. So this kind of evidence they sent to FBI in the United States and other countries, I don't know, and they after that find out something, more information. So we do not have this kind of things at professional level. We have only simple police officers, I presume. So they are not so professional, but they are enough. I mean, I'm not feel here unsecured, yeah, or how we can say, in danger.
Insecure.
Insecure. I feel.
Yeah. Okay.
At least in city, and here in the capital, he is very secure. So if I go outside at 12 o'clock, or it's okay, no one will rob me, or no one will kill me, and no one will shoot me.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Many places, even in the United States and here in the Philippines, it depends. You can where you are. One place is extremely safe. One place, no. You do not want to be there at 2 in the morning. Not if you value your life. I have to jump over for just a second because I'm dying to know. Alberto posted something about stealing copper.
Huh? Yeah, sure.
What do you mean, copper? How are they making? What are they doing? Stealing people's pipes? I don't understand.
Perhaps wires.
Copper is expensive. Copper is expensive, and there are copper in many places. For example, in telephone communications, in the posts, in the streets, there are many
wires,
amount of copper, And then the robbery, the person who robs there, goes to the street, and they cut the string in a place, and then they get it and put in a car or in a truck, and they go.
And they go.
They go, and
Wow.
they sail it.
They go away.
I should sell you American pennies. They're made of copper. They're probably worth more than a penny. I could probably make money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very common situation in Russia too. Actually,
The value copper is more.
extremely.
The value of the copper is more than a penny.
That's right. What's that? What's that, Dennis? I'm sorry. Very common.
It was extremely popular in 90s, for example, to steal these metals and exchange them into money.
Sorry.
It's very funny. It's a very funny crime.
Well, no, I just thought of something very ironic. True story. I bought a very big, thick metal padlock to lock my gate. Very big one. You know, looks really strong, and it's American made. Oh, steel. And it got stolen for somebody to sell as scrap metal.
To lock what?
To lock my gate. The gate.
Gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I left the gate open, and I had the lock sitting right next to the door inside, but they opened the door and grabbed the lock, which was locked. There's no key, but they stole it to sell for scrap metal.
All the same.
Yeah. It's the only. It's actually the only thing I've had stolen from where I currently live. I've lived here for 2 years, and I've had one thing stolen: a lock. Crazy. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, scrap
Yeah,
metal.
if you have a security system, you risk that someone steal the security system.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, you
have
haven't.
to put the steel lock.
Actually, you have a point here. I live in a just residential, normal Filipino neighborhood, and I don't really have any problems. Like I said, that was my only problem I've had in 2 years. No big deal. Who cares? But I have friends, especially foreigner friends from several different countries, and they live in a guarded. They have a guard and high walls and security systems, cameras outside their house. They get robbed. Because criminals think, oh, they have all this security, they must have something worth stealing. Me, my house just is an ordinary, working class neighborhood. I just looks normal. So nobody bothers me.
So you leave your door open.
They assume I have no money, and they're right. Sometimes that's true. The richer you look, the more you make yourself.
Oakley, you're American. It's potentially very dangerous, I think, in Philippines.
And you're absolutely correct. Foreigners are definitely a target. There's no question. Absolutely. So I have to be careful when I'm out. My neighborhood, everybody knows me. It's not a big deal. But yes, Vincenzo.
Excuse me. Is there any place where you can leave your door opened?
In the Philippines?
Is a question to all the others.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a very good question, actually. And we started talking about that. What kind of security do you have at your house? Or are there places where you can leave the door wide open? Where I lived in the United States, I never locked my door. My neighbors would come in and borrow coffee when I was at work.
Okay. Oh, you never locked. Are you sure?
Yeah, it was unnecessary, entirely unnecessary. I had neighbors right across the street, and they would borrow stuff from me, borrow a screwdriver or a hammer. Who cares? No big deal.
In city or
Oh no, this
in a
was very
suburb?
much in the country. In the country.
In the country, not in.
Very much in the country. In a town where I believe the population was slightly less than 1,000 people. So, yes.
Well, less than the 1,000.
Countryside. Yeah, in the mountains.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
no problem. Emre,
Yes, I'm here.
you are still here. Very good.
Yeah.
Emre, my classes, you can jump in and talk anytime or ask a question. Don't be shy. Just thought I'd say that. But is there any place in Turkey where people would not lock their doors or not lock their car when they get out?
No, there is no such a place in Turkey.
No. Okay. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, really. Seriously. In the Philippines, at my sister-in-law's house, nobody locks. There are no locks. They don't have locks on the door.
Oh, it's good.
They don't even have a lock to use. They don't bother. Yeah.
They don't sell locks.
Yeah, they just don't.
I mean, they don't have some expensive things in their home.
Well, yeah, that's true. They're very poor as well. You're absolutely right. They don't really, but they have some things. They have a TV, and they have a TV. And thinking about my sister-in-law, they have a TV and they have a computer. There are things with value. He has a couple of motorcycles, which motorcycles worth something. I don't know. They don't even have locks, basically. I don't know. Kind of cool. I like it there. I enjoy it there. Dennis, does anything like that exist in Russia, do you think?
What exactly?
We're talking about a place
About
where
doors.
no one locks their door.
Yeah. Maybe, as you said, in country. Yeah, maybe.
Countryside.
Yeah,
Countryside or rural areas.
No, you just said not the country, but you said country.
Country. Way in the country. Actually, to give you a little vocabulary, that's actually, interestingly, a Filipino Tagalog word, but we use in English, in the boondocks. Okay? Boondocks. It's actually a Philippine word for mountains, but Americans were in the Philippines for many years, and we adopted some of their words, actually, and one of them is boondocks, which means mountain. So when we say in the boondocks, we mean far out in the country.
Far from the city center. No?
Yeah, very far. In the boondocks. Or sometimes we use the expression in the sticks. I live out in the sticks. It means you live very far away. You have no close neighbors. There's forests or mountains around you.
Yes.
Yeah, boondocks, like out in the sticks, far away, in the fifth pine. That's good.
It's a Spanish expression.
Really? I like it. That's good. In the fifth pine. That's great. Carlos, is there any place? Does everybody lock their door where you live? Everybody.
I was living in a couple of cities here in Spain, and if you are living in the capital, it's totally impossible to unlock your door. But if you was living in a village, in a little village, you don't have to lock your door until the night. And you can go to one place with your motorbike, and in the capital you must put a special alarm system or maybe a lock in the wheel. But if you are living in the village, it's not normal. People can see to you and tell, "Oh, what are you doing? You are locking your motorbike? Are you crazy?"
Okay, that's kind of funny. Funny. All right. Does anybody, Carlos? Does anybody keep a dog as a? We mentioned some security cameras and gates, and do people ever keep dogs for security?
It's so common here in the in the country, not in the capital, because in the capital is not so common, but in the country, to have a dog to alert when somebody is coming inside your home, because the dog is doing wow, 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 wow. I don't know what
Barking.
What is
Yeah,
barking.
barking.
It's so common here.
Nice demonstration too, by the way, Carlos. That was wonderful. Arr, arr. Okay.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Can we say outskirts in order to say other
Sure.
part that is not the central city where people live?
Okay. Well, outskirts.
Outskirts.
Well,
Skirts.
for example, my hair lives on the outskirts of my head.
Periferia, boundaries,
It's on the-
no,
near the-
boundaries.
Right, it's near the boundary. That's exactly right. So, if you live on the outskirts of the city, you live on the edge of the city.
The edge. How can we say agricultural places in order to collect all these places in the world? Agriculture, forest, mountains, and something like that. That is not the central city. There is a word in order to say this.
Well, okay, not the central city, mid-city, mid-town. We have different words to describe.
Peripheral.
Outskirts is pretty good. It's
Peripheral.
on the peripheral. Yeah, you can use. On the periphery is the periphery is the noun. Yeah.
Periphery.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. Andrew, what do you do, or do you do anything, Andrew, to protect yourself from crime? Do you do anything? Do you lock your doors? Do you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I lock my door.
Do you have a personal bodyguard?
No.
Do you have a gun? A gun? No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A gun.
Andrew, do people have guns where you live?
No, like in the America. No, in Russia,
Yeah,
quite
like in
popular
America.
guns with rubber bullets. But also to buy such kind of gun, you have to have license.
You have to have license. Wow.
Yes.
You're supposed to have a license in the United States too, but
Yeah, you know, but there is a big problem with gun in the United States. Yeah, like shooting at schools.
yeah, there is.
Unfortunately.
You're correct. Very unfortunately and very sad. Yeah, a few crazy people on it. Very, very big. That's a whole nother class topic, actually. We could talk about guns and gun control, but I was just curious, since we're talking about crime, if people actually keep guns to prevent crime. Actually, I read somewhere that having a gun in your house means that you're something like 6 more times likely to be shot than if you don't have a gun in your house. I go with the odds myself. No guns for me. In fact, I threw away my knives. I now cut things with a rock. I don't want to get stabbed either. Okay. Kidding. Alberto.
Yes.
What kinds of security do you take? What do you do to protect yourself from crime? Or do you do anything for that matter?
Nothing. I shut the door and, well, I pray. No. Not praying. No. I only shut the door.
Okay. That's very, very funny. Okay.
Being criminal is the better defense from criminals.
To be a criminal, to protect yourself from criminals. I don't know if that's true, Dennis. I think criminals rob each other as much as they rob us normal people. I think. I don't know from personal experience.
You don't
To
know.
be richer. To be richer than some other criminals.
I don't know for sure. I'm only guessing here. I'm not sure.
They should be friends. They
should be friends.
Colleagues. So.
Yeah,
Are you putting money or you have a debit card?
or perhaps they should form a union. The Thieves Guild or the Thieves Union. Yeah, I don't know.
Agency for unemployment criminals, yeah?
Yeah, unemployed criminals. Job training. Yeah. Zora, let me talk to you again. Zora.
Yes.
Yeah, what do people in China do to prevent crime? Do you have gates? Do you have closed-circuit television, alarm systems?
Do you mean when I am at home, stay at home, and
Sure.
somebody broke in?
Yeah, sure. For example.
No, I don't know such kinds of method. We can only call the police with the police number.
Okay.
I think it's not useful. I think the useful method for me is shout outside the window, shout loudly.
Okay, use your outside voice. Okay, does everyone have locks on the door in China?
Certainly, we have a lock. The lock is very safe. It's advanced lock.
The lock is very advanced.
Yeah, I see. In some super advanced region, for rich people to live, they have guard systems. If a person broke in, the alarm ring will ring, and the guard will come to him, and they have a camera that is watching at the door. And 24 hours there are some people walking around the park, the zone.
Okay, all right. So guards walking around. Yeah. Okay, we only have 2 minutes left or so. I want to ask Rodolfo about this link he put up here. What is this all about? I did open it. I haven't looked at it yet because obviously I'm teaching class.
It's about there happened a situation like 2 or 3 years ago where the inmates of a prison were let out by the guards to go kill 2 others to do mass killings to another city, and it was yes, and it was allowed by the director of the prison was an I want to say condecorated, or it's not like that. It was like a woman that was awarded as most how can I say that?
I'm not sure.
She awarded.
She was awarded like honors for what? For being the best prison manager or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Prison manager is a warden, by the way. Okay. Really? Wait a minute. She got the award before or after she let the prisoners escape?
Before.
Before. Oh, that's good. That's reassuring. Well, that sounds just plain crazy, actually. That's crazy.
Yes.
Let's let the criminals out to do our job. Interesting. Okay, thank you guys. I never did get to I was going to do some worksheets. I wasn't really expecting to have a full class, and the discussion was too interesting to just do worksheets anyway. So I blew it off. Sorry if you really wanted to do worksheets, but thank you anyway for the discussion. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, see
Guys,
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
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 See you all.
Take care.
You too. Take care.